Hi and welcome to Shimmer Artistery. My name's Roshni and today we'll be doing makeup, I guess, together. This look, I don't know what we're gonna do. I think I'm just gonna follow my heart and we'll see where we get. Alright, the first step that I usually do is go ahead and put on my primer. I'm using Fenty's primer. You want to make sure you cover everything on your face with the primer. It is one of the most important steps that not many people know about, I guess, that don't usually do makeup. The next step that I do, because I do have more oily skin, is I go ahead and put on setting spray. And then I'll just go ahead and use my beauty blender. The next step is foundation. Today I'll be using my Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place foundation. My shade is 4W3. You want to press, you never want to drag your beauty blender. And this is a buildable foundation, so you can do one layer, and if you don't like it, you can always add more. So I think I do want another layer, so I'm gonna go over it. Also, you want to drag your foundation down to your neck. It's just so when you're wearing your outfit, your neck and face don't look I guess too light, or there's not too much of a difference. Okay, the next step that we're gonna take is conceal. With concealer, I like it to be a few shades lighter because I like those areas of my face to pop out a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and conceal. I'll show you where to conceal. You want to draw about like this is what I usually do. I'm not saying this is the right way to do it or the most correct way to do it, but this is like how I like to do it and it works for me. Slightly down the middle of your nose and up on your forehead. Right now, this is not the most appealing look. Also, you want to do a little bit on your eyelids. Then you want to take the inner corner of your beauty blender and use that to blend it out. And if you have a little bit of a bigger nose, then go ahead and conceal a little bit of your nose as well. Most South Asian ladies do have pigmentation on their face, you know, around their mouths. Many women do, not all of them, of course, everyone's different. I do have pigmentation. It tends to get worse in the winters, so I do like to conceal around there. Sometimes it gets so bad I'll have to do color correcting as well, but we're not going to be doing that today. You don't want to move it too much. You want to, when you do this, you want to squeeze the sponge and make a line so it doesn't move around too much. The next step that we're going to do is conceal. I am going to use Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Alright, you want to take some on the back of the lid. You want to go ahead and use the sponge, dip it in, and you want to go ahead and apply it like that. And we are going to bake. Baking is not the same thing as we do in the kitchen. This baking, you basically leave the powder on your skin for a little bit of time. And you want to take this baking, you don't really have to do it, but if you want to bring out your jaw, you take it from the lower lobe to the corner of your smile. On the eyes, we also want to put a little bit of powder just so it doesn't crease. Alright, while this is baking, this is the best time I like to do my eyeshadow, just because we will get a lot of fallout. Most eyeshadows, they have fallout, so this way if there's any fallout, we can control that. Today I will be using the Tarte Pro palette. It is, there we go. It is a really beautiful palette. I'm gonna go ahead and start out with Classic. Just go all over the lid. Also, when you do this, you want to tap off the excess and then just go. Alright, go in with a shade that's a little bit more darker. I'm going to go ahead and use Bold from this palette, which is a little bit of a cream shade. Also with the same brush. Then you want to go in with a brush that's a little bit less fluffy with even a darker shade. Today I'm going to go for a little bit of a purple look that usually tends to bring out brown eyes if you have brown eyes, and I do, so we're going to go with a purple look today. So I'm going to go with Profesh from the palette, the shade Profesh, and I'm going to go slightly under the brow bone, not on it like the last time. Then I'm going to go in with a brush that's a little bit more denser, and we're going to go with the shade Pro Filter, which is even more of a purple. Tap off the excess and go even slightly lower than last time, but with this shade you only want to go halfway, like where your pupil is, halfway the crease. You don't want to go all the way like the other two shades. I'm going to keep it compact from this part of your eye to that part of your eye. Just concentrate it there. So it has been a few minutes because I had to get up and turn off or charge the camera and stuff. So I am going to take off all the excess powder. However, I will reapply a little bit of that back on, just so when I am doing the foundation or doing the eyeshadow, it doesn't fall on my face. I am going to take a brush and I'm going to apply a dark shade of purple, which is in this palette, it's called Drama, and I'm going to apply it to the outer crease and outside of my eyelid. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and blend that in real quick. Just to drag everything back and forth. Now we'll be heading doing our lid. So for the lid, I want to use a little bit of sparkle. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a flat brush. It's the Morphe 167. This is one of the best brushes for that, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and do this. So just we're going to go ahead and do the shade Minx. Alright, there's that. However, I am going back with the second brush that we used and mixing the colors of, not the darkest, but the first two purples, the light purple and the medium purple we used. I am going back with that and gonna go ahead and just buff that out a little bit. And you want to bring it out just enough, not too much. Alright, so that completes my eyeshadow look. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my eyebrows now, and that means I can take off the excess powder. So I am going to be using the Goof Proof brow pencil by Benefit. So let's go ahead and brush through real quick. And then you're going to use the other side to fill it in. So with this, you want to do small strokes going upwards in the front of your eyebrow. And then you want to do small sideways strokes. And then you want to go back in with the spoolie side. And yeah. And then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Alright, that's my eyebrows for you. Gonna go ahead and do my eyeliner. I am going to be using Marc Jacobs eye pencil and my waterline. Alright, so we have the other side as well. And now the eyeliner, I'm going to go ahead and go off camera real quick and I'll do the eyeliner. So my eyeliner is done. I'm going ahead, there's a little trick that I do with eyeliner. Eyeliners usually try and, you know, they come down and then turns into a big mess sometimes when you have eyeliners. So the trick that I like to do is go over it with a black eyeshadow. So I'm going to go ahead and go over it a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and use the little bit of the two middle shades again. And I'm going to go in the waterline real quick. We're going to go ahead and highlight, contour. Not contour, I'm just going to bronze it up because I don't want to overdo it at all. So I'm going to go ahead and use a Morphe brush. And so for this, you want to turn into a fish. And just swivel like that. Then you want to go ahead and do the same to the other side and then swirl away. And also go under the chin. We're going to go ahead and add the blush. I am using Jouer's blush. This is the shade Tease Me. My entire life I've been really scared to use blush because I'm always in the fear that I'm going to apply too much and end up looking like a clown. So I like to go light-handed with the blush. I prefer to use more gold highlights, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. And then I want to take a tiny little brush and with the same highlight, take out the excess and just on the brow bone. And then I want to go ahead and do my inner corners with it. And you want to take this and you want to do a little bit on your Cupid's bow, and you want to take it on your finger, the highlight, and you want to go down the nose and slightly a little bit on your there, and then also go back to the big brush and just shimmer that up. And let's go ahead and do lip liner, since we have already done our Cupid's bow. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and do our lipstick. So I'm gonna apply my setting spray and then we'll do mascara. I like to apply mascara last. Alrighty, this is my finished look. I hope I did an okay job for this video being my first time. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or any advice for me to you know, do better next time, please let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to my channel, and I hope I can provide more content for you. Thank you, and see you next time.